Hello, my name is Brian Haynes. I'm the Product Marketing Manager for Autodesk Quantity Takeoff 2009. I'm going to do a brief demonstration today to show the way we can publish both 2D and 3D DWF files out of a Revit model and then import them very quickly into a Quantity Takeoff project in our Autodesk Quantity Takeoff 2009 product. I'll then do a model takeoff and we'll extract all of the quantities from the model. So let's just go ahead and get started. The first thing I want to show is the way we publish our 2D and 3D DWF files. Now keep in mind, QTO takes advantage of both the 2D and 3D DWF files, and they're both required to do a full model takeoff. Let's just go ahead and show the process of publishing my 2D DWF file. Now I've already done this once, so I'm just going to go ahead and show what I did to publish that 2D DWF file. A few things you need to know. First of all, I want to go into my DWF publish options and make sure that both the model elements and the rooms and areas checkboxes are checked for the publish object data. I also want to pick the sheets and views that I'd like to include in my DWF file, my 2D DWF file. And then we get the option of picking those views and sheets. In this example, I only picked the sheets that have been configured in this particular project. And I'll go ahead and hit OK. Now, instead of hitting Save, which will take a few minutes to publish those 2D DWF files, I'm going to go ahead and hit Cancel because I've already done this. I'm just showing the process. The next thing I'd like to do is show the way we can publish our 3D DWF file. It's a little bit simpler because we're simply publishing the entire model. We don't have to go through and select which sheets and views. And once I hit Save, once again, we'll create that 3D DWF file. You can see I've already done this as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and go into the Quantity Takeoff project, and I'm going to run a new project wizard and show the way we can bring those 2D and 3D DWF files into our project very quickly and easily. So I'm launching Quantity Takeoff 2009, and I'm going to go ahead and click on the new project wizard. We'll give it a name. I'm just going to call this Office Building. And I'll browse to make sure that I've picked a good path to save my project. And yep, we'll go ahead and replace that. Next, I get to pick my default units. We support both imperial and metric, as well as multiple units or multiple currencies for if you'd like to add a cost component to your quantification. I'll just go ahead and hit Next. Then we get to select a cost template. We do support a variety of them that ship with the product, like CSI, as well as Uniformat, but you completely have the ability to create your own. It's a very flexible environment for dragging and dropping those quantities into your cost structure. I'm just going to go ahead and hit None here because we're going to use the actual model hierarchy as my cost hierarchy. And the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and grab my 2D and the 3D DWF files that I just published a few minutes ago. We're going to go ahead and hit Finish. Now QTO is going to take just a moment here, and it's going to import these files and organize them in my Quantity Takeoff project. Once this is complete, you're going to see your first view of the Quantity Takeoff application, and we're in the process of extracting some properties from those 2D and 3D DWF files. What's really fantastic about the DWF file format is that not only does it carry the geometry of the drawings coming out of the model, but it also carries information about all of the objects associated in the model as well. So let's just go ahead and hit Close. And then QTO is going to load. I'm going to bring in my project. I'm going to go ahead and pin a few of these. And let's do this one. Put that there. And the last thing I'm going to do, I'm just configuring my screens here very quickly. And this on the bottom. Okay, now I'm all set. Now notice on the left-hand side we've got our DWF files that have come directly out of my Revit model. I'm going to go ahead and show you these. We've got our floor plan. So another really great thing about QTO is it allows the estimator or person who's working on extracting the quantities from this project to very easily move back and forth between 2D and 3D views. Another advantage of having both the 2D and 3D DWF file. I can go into my elevations, for instance, very quickly by simply clicking on them. I can do things such as pan and zoom and go ahead and move around here. But what I really want to do for this demonstration is go ahead and go back to my 3D model And to just show that this is the same model that came out of our Revit project a little while ago, we can actually go ahead and rotate around here, get a very nice view of this model. Now, the next thing I want to do for quantification purposes, I'm going to do something called a model takeoff. I'm going to go up to the top menu bar and I'm going to select model takeoff. And what QTO is going to do now is it's going to do a couple of passes through this drawing and sheet set, and it's going to extract all of my quantities and place them into what's called my takeoff list palette. And you're going to see this in just a moment. All of this information coming directly out of my DWF files that have come out of my project. And we're going to auto map the results. Now, in this particular project, we had over 3,000 objects. All of them have now been extracted and placed into my quantity takeoff palette. And you can see that structure. So we found, for instance, 47 ceilings. We found 106 doors. If I'd like to ask QTO to find one of those particular doors in my sheet set, all I need to do is ask for that particular view. QTO will load that appropriate sheet, and not only will it load it, but it's going to automatically zoom to the location of that object that it found. This is all I'm going to show in this demonstration. I hope that you can see the power of being able to publish your design information out of a Revit model in both 2D and 3D DWF files, and then import them into our quantity takeoff project and immediately begin extracting quantities and getting to work on costing out your building. Thank you very much.